very much. I'm happy to be here. I'm here today just to remind you that I am seeking your vote by resolution in support of Butler County Solid Waste Management Plan update. And we have a plan that has been approved by the Butler County Commissioners, the City of Hamilton, Liberty Township trustees, Ross Township trustees, St. Clair Township trustees, and we need to have the plan ratified by the elected officials representing 60% of the total population in our county. Right now, I've attained ratification by 41% of the elected officials in Butler County, and I'm on the road almost every other night talking with elected officials to get our plan ratified. So I appreciate your support and approval, and this plan is a Butler County plan, so it belongs to you. We had a public hearing from May through June on this plan and invited your input, provided you with copies of the public written comment period, and we have to date not received any comments. So we moved forward with adopting the plan on June 29th as a policy committee, and we are currently in the ratification process, as I mentioned, and our plan is due to Ohio EPA in February of next year. The plan has had an initial review by Ohio EPA that received highly favorable comments. They indicated to us that it was one of the best plans they've seen in the history of solid waste planning in the state of Ohio. And regulators don't usually call you to tell you that you're doing a good job. So I do want to let you know we've received some very favorable opinion back from the EPA. Our primary goals in the plan are to demonstrate adequate disposal capacity and establish waste reduction strategies for Butler County. We do that through a variety of mechanisms, through curbside recycling programs, of which you participate by having contracted service available to all of your residents. We also have recycling drop boxes, which the county underwrites the cost for, that are located throughout the county area. Butler County Solid Waste District serves the full county. So we are required to provide additional resources to township residents who may not have access to curbside recycling, such as your residents here in Monroe. We also have a recycling incentive program whereby we reward you as a jurisdiction with a monetary award based on your total recycling tonnage that your residents generate, and we also base that on your total tonnage diversion rate. I don't know if you're aware of where you stand with all cities in Butler County, but you're in the number 3 slot at 12.6%, which is above the county-wide recycling rate, which is 9.1%, so you're doing well above average, shall we say. And you are, I think, generating a positive return from our recycling incentive program. This is just a chart that shows you your recycling performance over the last 5-year period. I see that there's some movement in the upward direction as of last year, and I anticipate that to continue since you have the cart or wheeled recycling toters available to your residents, which helps maximize the amount of material that people can recycle. As I mentioned, the countywide recycling rate stands right now at 9.1%. We definitely want to see some upward movement in that. And we have provided to the City of Monroe $35,000 over the last 5 years in the form of recycling incentives. We are also looking at adding a new program to our recycling incentive. It's a one-time recycling grant to promote contracted services in the townships where they don't have a competitive bidding process, they don't have combination trash and curbside recycling for their residents. And as a result, I think that's keeping the county's recycling rate at a relatively low level. We're also interested in getting cities to contemplate doing pay-as-you-throw, which is essentially it's a volume-based program. It looks at trash as a utility. The more you use it, the more you pay. Trash is often called a forgotten utility. If you turn your air conditioning down to 65 and your neighbor keeps theirs at 80, you don't pay the same rate to your utility. But with trash, if you're wasteful and throw away a lot of material, or you're a family of 5 and you're compared to a household with a widow, you're still paying the same rate regardless of how wasteful you are. So this is a strategy that increases recycling. It's proven nationwide and in the state of Ohio. And I did mention that contracted communities in Butler County have a high volume of recyclables that they generate. On average, our contracted communities generate 66 pounds per person per year. Our non-contracted communities generate half of that, about 32 pounds per person per year. So you can see why some of our strategies are designed to get townships to move into a contracted service model. So just to be very brief, changes to the residential recycling incentive program. We will continue ongoing funding to cities and townships, such as you have benefited from. It will be based on your total annual recycling tonnage and your diversion rates. In addition to that, we're offering a one-time incentive grant to townships who competitively bid for contracted trash and curbside recycling. In addition to that, we're offering a one-time incentive grant to cities who contract for volume-based or pay-as-you-throw trash collection and curbside recycling service. This one-time grant will be in the amount of $25,000 for communities with populations less than 25,000 people, and for populations over 25,000, we're willing to offer a one-time grant of $50,000. And this would be over and above the ongoing annual recycling incentive. This is a pyramid that helps describe the overall design schematic that the county would like to see put in place with regard to service delivery. We have communities in Butler County that have no curbside recycling collection or contracted service. We'd like to see them move into a contracted curbside collection model with bins. And then, of course, the ideal model would be with carts because you maximize the amount of material that people can recycle. And then, obviously, volume-based curbside collection is a proven method for increasing the amount of recyclable materials that residents generate. I'm not saying that that's right for your community, but it's something I would like to discuss and explore with you over the next 5 years. The district will provide technical assistance to any community awarded funds under the one-time grant, contract bid and spec development, surveying of residents, program promotion and assistance with recycling customer service. Bid specs obviously should include provision of a 65-gallon recycling cart for all residents. Just to give you a couple examples here, the city of Montgomery has recycling carts for all of their households. They now recycle at a rate of almost 30%. Pay as you throw, I have some scenarios in this presentation that you can look at that would give you kind of a hypothetical example of what residents could potentially pay in a bid scenario. City of Madeira is a community that has pay as you throw for their residents. It's been very successful. The residents receive a 35-gallon trash cart. They have a recycling rate of 30%. And interestingly, the City of Madeira has been able to save over $65,000 annually with a pay-as-you-throw contract. They have reduced their unit cost by $1.50 per month in what they're paying in their contracted cost to their waste hauler, which happens to be CSI. So I think there's an incentive here for municipalities that are looking at a reduction in their local government funds to explore new ways of delivering services, and this is something that I think you should have on your radar. Major benefits of the revised incentive program: in volume-based trash collection contracts, a direct consumer economic incentive means households throw away less trash and they recycle more material. Cities and townships get a significant one-time incentive grant from the county. And cities have the potential to save money when they move to a pay-as-you-throw service. Residents will receive a higher level of service in contracted communities, effectively getting recycling and trash collection for an equivalent or lower price than they're paying right now for trash collection alone. And I'm specifically speaking here of municipalities versus the townships. The solid waste district significantly improves recycling and waste diversion, and it uses the power of the marketplace to attain the best available service costs for your area residents and jurisdictions. I just want to mention as a final point that participation in bidding and contracting is entirely voluntary. No political subdivision is mandated to perform contracted service or pay-as-you-throw service under the solid waste management plan. This is a strategy.